Cancer sun, I feel what you don't say. Scorpio moon, I see through the gray. I'm tuned to your soul, I read the unseen. 8th house mind, 12th house dreams. Tarot in my hands, planets in my sight. I decode the dark, turn shadow to light. Every chart's a mirror, every transit a sign. The past and
Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. It annoys me that these lights are on. Hold on. Oh, and I got everything a mess. No. Got my henna here. Okay. All right. That feels better. Welcome, everyone. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. And I keep it real. It's live. They are doing construction. It is annoying me to no end, but whatever. We are here. And let's talk about what we have this month. I wanted to do things a little bit different because I find that I'm repetitive when I do my monthly videos versus my weekly videos. And so I wanted to condense the monthly because I do break down the weekly. So June is one of the most important months of 2026 because it sets up, we have the Mercury Retrograde energy starting in the sign Cancer. Is going to introduce us to what it feels like Jupiter entering the sign Leo. Then we have energy shifting from Gemini to Cancer and a lot of Leo energy just with that Jupiter in Leo going into the summer. Also, too, I want to say we have a full moon on June 29th. Mark your calendars. That is a big day. So don't say I didn't warn you, but this month is going to feel like a bridge between what you've known and what you are headed to next. A lot of changes happens this month. Even Chiron changes to the sign Taurus. Okay. So let's talk about our dates. Here is the timeline. I'm going to break it down to you. Hopefully everything is correct. And I did do this last minute. I just did all of this now. Usually I do it like 2 days before and I go over everything, but I didn't do that. But yeah, I do think it's better if I condense it because I knew I was going to try to condense everything. Anyway, but here we go. If you guys are listening to this via podcast, welcome to the podcast. Hello. Yeah, I was going to say subscribe and follow, but download this podcast, share this podcast. That helps me if you are listening to this or watching this via YouTube and Twitch and X and Facebook. Hello, please share this, comment. It really helps me. It's like your form of paying me. And I love doing this. This is not like a hobby. I want to turn this into a business, doing it just on, the internet. So, yeah, help me out. Give me my flowers. Okay. So, here we are. Back to what we're saying. Also, too, I want to tell you that I have a private community. I'm trying to figure out how to make it not private and still have a paywall. No, it's going to be private, but I don't want anyone to pay for it because I think I have some real knowledge in that. The stuff that I say, but I don't want it to be taken down. Hence, that's the real reason why I have paywall. But join my private community on there. I do have important dates, different dates, not just what we're discussing here monthly. So I break it down on how you can make money during the month, what's a great time to have a party, socialize, be romantic, all that stuff. Okay. Anyway, so here's the timeline. June 1st, which is what I'm filming this live and unedited, is Mercury enters Cancer. The collective mind shift is going to switch from your intuition. We're going to be more intuitive. We're going to be more sensitive. A lot of emotional processing. Everyone talking to their moms or their caregivers or where they feel safe and protected. Where's their sense of family? June 3rd, Mercury is going to trine the North Node, which is in Pisces. It's also going to square Neptune. So once Mercury enters Cancer, this is what we're going to see, okay? This is faded conversations, meeting clouded perceptions. So be aware what's being said once Mercury enters Cancer. You should trust your gut. but be aware of deceptions and fears in the last. Okay. June 9th, Venus Jupiter conjunction in Cancer. Mercury is going to square Saturn. It's a beautiful day for heart-centered abundance and love through Saturn demands and realistic boundaries. A lot of people may be feeling a little stiff and restricted. That Mercury square Saturn is someone holding you back from what you want to say, and you can't say it. Or a father figure is doing this kind of thing to you. A lot of lessons being learned through the power of word. Okay. Now, what else do we have? June 12th, the North Node is going to square Uranus. Sudden fated disruptions that shake up our collective direction. Are you personally in your mindset? What your destiny is supposed to be going through. June 13th, Venus enters Leo. Here's the Leo energy leaving that Cancer energy, and Mercury pre-shadow phase starts to begin. So I did say this in the other videos. Make sure you do everything before June 12th and June 13th. Far as traveling, I'm saying that to myself too. Venus enters Leo. That is more about relationships being bold and passionate and creative, and just be aware of that. But a lot of redoing, repeating, re-saying. Check your emails. Gadgets not working. Charging your car, all that problems. Okay. June 14th, we have the new moon Gemini, a fresh cycle. This new moon looked pretty positive. So that's great. And it's about manifesting and saying it out loud, everything you want to start with that noon cycle. June 16th and the 17th, we have Venus trining Neptune and opposing Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. So deeply romantic and creative energy meets the intensity, transformation, therapy, obsession. There's some power struggles in relationships around that time. Okay. June 19th, that's when Chiron enters Taurus. I go in that a little bit more. This is a healing journey, sometimes playing a victim, but it's going to be about your money, finances, what your self worth is, what you value as well, the material world, okay, and getting some healing through that. June 21st, that is when we have the summer solstice. I love June 21st. That is when the sun will enter Cancer, a cardinal sign. Happy solar return to all my Cancers. It's a great time. Oh, wait. No, I got to do this whenever we do the solar return. Okay. Oh, what's this? I like that. It's very magical for our Cancers. Okay. A great time to honor family, father figures, even though Cancer is more mother. But it's around that summer solstice is where the sun is out the most, and that represents the father. But during Cancer season, we have a time to honor home, family, and your emotional foundations. Now, on June 23rd, even through the 25th, the sun is going to trine the North Node, also going to square Neptune. So, this is a lot of deception and lies. Okay. Maybe we will see what happens with some conspiracy theories. The sun will shine a light on that. But there is some dissolvement, some false leaders, some false fathership kind of energy. Trining the North and South Node, though, that's positive. It would trine the North Node, sextile the South Node. Very positive with what you're trying to pursue moving forward. Okay. Destiny wise. So we have that towards the end of the month. June 28th, Mars will enter Gemini. Okay. Ooh, talk about some fast speed. Energy turns to fast pace, multitasking, highly verbal. Watch the sharp tongues. Also, too, in June during Gemini season, we have Pride Week. That's because Gemini represents multifaceted, the rainbow, having all the options. So, and then when you have Mars entering Gemini, you can say that's kind of the same energy there, right? But also Gemini rules the power of the tongue. So you'd have that as well. Now, June 29th, this is the most massive day of the month, okay? Even though there are other days that are very massive, but this one is really massive. You have the full moon in Capricorn. It is at 29 degrees. That is an ultimate degree. It's a climax degree. It usually has a sense of urgency. This is dealing with legacy because the full moon is going to be in the sign Capricorn. It could be dealing with your public image as well, closing out a major professional or maybe personal chapter because that sun is in the sign Cancer. Jupiter enters Leo the same day. And then this is abundance, luck, growth. This could be a huge day dealing with some type of leader Capricorn does represent the government. Leo represents a leadership. So there could be that happening as well. But on a personal level or a collective level, if you're not talking about politics, you're talking about creativity, joy, and self expression. And then lastly, on that same day, Mars in Gemini, it was already happening, but because it's part of this day, it's going to square the North Node and the South Node, and it's not getting along with those energies, a T square, and it's really about you pursuing your future and letting go of your past. And it's not going, the action and pursuing that is not working well. Mercury is going to retrograde fully this day. So what is being said about your homeland and your sense of safety is going to be a big doozy. So mark your calendars for June 29th. Don't say I didn't warn you, okay? Now let me pull up the chart here. Is it on here? Did I take it off? How do I undo? I took it off. Okay, let me see how I can. Wait, let me see. Add to screen. There we go. Let me crop it. Hold up. Wait a minute. I don't know what I just did, but pretty advanced of me, I feel like. How do I? Okay, I'll move it over her. I want to crop it even more. Hold up. Wait a minute. I am so annoyed. You guys cannot hear the annoyance of this construction here. It is so annoying. Okay, let's expand this a little bit. There we go. Oh, I did it and I didn't panic. Look at me. Okay, so let's go over this week, shall we? Okay. We have major themes of family and emotional security because we have Cancer entering the building. Okay. We also have truth versus illusions. We have faded conversations, technology and sudden changes, that Mercury retrograding and pre-shadow retrograding, a lot of issues with flying as well. Relationship drama, that's that Leo energy. Leadership change, Leo. Home, housing, food, finances. Get ready for that. Collective destiny shifts. Get ready for that. Now, as we start here, as of today, it does say Mercury enters Cancer. I told you about that. But we'll start with June 3rd. And once Mercury enters Cancer, it immediately has a square with Neptune here. That is misinformation, confusion, cyber issues, media deception, scandals, rumors, the lies. Okay. Be careful of signing any important documents, especially if you're doing anything with real estate or something from the past. Believe in everything you hear. I wouldn't do that when Mercury enters Cancer. When it starts to leave in the middle, sure. And Mercury moves fast, but remember it's retrograding. But while it's starting, I would avoid that. Also, too, Mercury is going to square Saturn as it keeps moving, but we can say once it enters a little bit more. So we'll say around June 3rd, Mercury squaring Saturn. This is communication breakdowns, transportation issues, a lot of delays, a lot of blockage, government announcements, not doing the best, but they will be announcements. Maybe there's some censorship in what is said too. So be aware of that on June 3rd. Okay, even though we went over the no, not June 3rd, June 12th. Okay, on June 12th, we have the North Node. It is squaring. Where's my North Node here? Here's the North Node. No, here's the North Node. Here's the South Node. It is officially squaring Uranus. We're already feeling this though. This is kind of big. Okay. This is shocking news. This is market not really working. This is a lot of I think issues that we have with graduations, people fighting at graduations. But this is technology disruptions, a collective turning point, sudden weather events, surprising political developments. Listen here. This is what we're supposed to be doing forward. We're supposed to be moving forward, using our intuition, having compassion, having oneness, a lot of charity. This is what we're supposed to be releasing, being detailed, trying to be perfect. All those surgeries, okay? Being analytical, too much focusing on the details. It's not working with anything that's dealing with freedom or out of the box, weird, or just even the podcasters or journalists online. This is a problem. So be aware of that. That's what we're feeling in June as well. But yeah, so I'll talk about that as we get closer, but you're already feeling it. So just know that June 17th, I see here we have Venus, and it's opposing, it entered Leo, and it's opposing Pluto. Venus in Leo, again, is the relationships, is being bold in relationships, a lot of conflict, and being stubborn in relationships too. But when it has an opposition to Pluto, and once it hits Leo, you will have this. So relationship scandals, celebrity dramas. Let's see what happens with Taylor Swift. She gets a lot of Leo energy, and so does Beyonce as well. But a lot of celebrity drama, power struggles, financial manipulation, obsession, and jealousy. Pluto intensifies things, and it can't see eye to eye. It's also secretive and hiding things. And it can't see eye to eye with someone who wants to be bold with their harmony. So there is an issue there. Now, June 19th is another big one, because this is when Chiron at 29 degrees will officially enter Taurus. Chiron entering Taurus, Chiron entering Taurus, it brings a collective and personal healing around self-worth, around finances, money, survival, security, the body, whatever you deem valuable or what you value. Land, it is an earth sign, so you're talking about tangible things like food and resources. Wherever Taurus says this is what makes it safe, Chiron asks, is it really? Chiron wants everyone to heal. At the same time, when you're dealing with Chiron energy, I find you get a lot of victim. So the victim of self-worth and what I value. There's going to be a lot of victim energy here. But some personal predictions. Self-worth becomes the main lesson. Healing over some money trauma. Redefining success, because people begin to question whether their career and lifestyle and their goals are aligned with their true values. Body image. There could be some healing with that. Maybe with some weight or sensory energy, what you see, you smell, you touch kind of energy. Food and nutrition awareness, learning to receive. Some people who are excellent at giving may discover difficulty receiving help when it comes to money or anything tangible. Healing through nature, gardening, farming, animals, hiking, herbs. I really want to get into that. I have a few books on that, and I just gotta stick to it and whatever. Sustaining some wealth, that could be a big thing. Relationship value testing, people may examine whether relationships truly reflect their values, just like your career. And discovering some hidden talents, many people may discover some gifts and overlook and gain some confidence because it gives them some self-worth kind of energy. Okay, so you have that when Chiron is entering Taurus. On a negative side, it's about not paying attention to your money, not paying attention to what you value, and you're not getting healing from everything that I said earlier. Now, on June 25th, here we have the sun. It first of all enters Cancer. Again, happy solar return. And then once the sun enters Cancer, it's doing everything that Mercury was doing. Okay. So it enters Cancer. It's not going to get along with Neptune, not going to get along with Saturn. But first, Neptune is going to be a lot of deceptions. Now, when the sun's involved, though, because Neptune likes to be dark and behind the scenes, but the sun brings it out to the forward. So let's see what secrets are going to come out. But some deception, confusion, scandals, misinformation. This is again some issues with leadership, because the sun represents that Leo energy, is the ruler of Leo. So let's see. But anytime the sun's around, it's going to highlight anything Neptune, Aries energy. So those leaders who are being deceitful are leaders who are new. Okay. But also too, it could be dealing with Ozempic, peptides, any type of new drug that is taking over the SSRIs, any type of addictions that are dealing with the body as well. We'll see more information with both of these coming out and how that deals with that as well. Okay. June 29th, again, that is the last day of the month. Is it not the last day? The second to last day of the month. Okay. Again, we have the full moon. The full moon is going to be at 8 degrees. 8 degrees is a Scorpio degree. This is something that's dealing with taboo topics, sexuality, intimacy. This is also dealing with shared resources, things that are very mysterious, debt, taxes, loans, rebirth as well. And it's in the sign Capricorn. So this is some endings, some revelations, some economic shifts, political developments, leadership changes. Okay. Also, too, you have Mars squaring, having that T square with the north and south node sitting next to Uranus. That's a big day too. Mars entering Gemini is huge. Does this happen on this day? I didn't say what day that happens. That's big. That happens on the 28th. And also, you're going to be feeling on this 29th because it's sitting next to Uranus. So, this is going to be a shocking surprise, maybe with war, shocking surprise when it comes to anything that deals with social media, the youth, schools, highly educated. On a positive side, this is someone who can move forward with anything that's highly educated. Like you have the drive and the intelligence as well. And you're saying it. But there is a T square here. So it's not getting along with what you need to let go and what you're meant to do with your future. So that is another big part happening the same time as this full moon. And then Jupiter, the same day at 29 degrees. But when the full moon is happening, it will enter Leo. Big. Okay. Energy. I'll talk about that in a minute, but also want to say that Mercury will fully retrograde the day the full moon happens. This is also crazy. Full moon, and who is ruling Mercury? The moon. And it is not getting along with the ego, not getting along with the father, not getting along with the extrovert, external energy, the masculine energy. So don't say I didn't warn you that the 29th is going to be a big doozy. I would stay at home, even though the home could be the problem. But just be aware of overly sensitive things, arguments in the home, arguments with mom, things from the past coming up. Also, too, I didn't say what everything is going to affect. Mars entering Gemini is going to be strong for all my Gemini placements. Also, it's going to have some issues with anyone Sagittarius. You're going to have some opposition moving forward and trying to produce things. Not going to work really well with any of my mutable signs. That's my Virgos and Pisces, too. Now, Mars entering Gemini is going to work really well with all my air signs. Libras, this works well for you. And also Aquarius, this works well for you too. So you love that. Now, all my Cancers, the sun entering Cancer. This is a blessing for all of my water signs. So all of my Scorpios and all my Pisces. Abundance during Cancer season. Okay. Live your best life. Now, all my Cancers, there's something that's going to be highlighted for you. So go ahead and take advantage and see what it is. Okay. Something's going to be glowing. It's all about you, of course, because this is your monthly, it's all about you. Okay. Cancer season. Now, also, Cancer season doesn't really work well with all my cardinal signs. So all of my Aries and all of my Libras doesn't work well. Capricorns, there's opposition. You can't see eye to eye. There's an imbalance here too. Okay. Did I say Venus entering Leo this month? Was that a ingress? Can't remember. Mercury entering Cancer. Again, all my water signs, blessings. This also goes with how the sun in Cancer, but all of my cardinal signs, Libra, and all of my Aries, all of my Capricorns, there's going to be an issue, especially with Mercury retrograding, an issue there. Mercury retrograding in Cancer going to be affecting all my Cancers as well. Okay. Mercury retrograding in Cancer may bring some blessing to my water signs. So Venus entering Leo, and that's going to be on the 13th. There's going to be a lot of oppositions to my Aquarius. Okay, you're like, what the hell is going on in my relationship with my female friends with some harmony and balance? I just want you to know that happens every time Venus is in Leo. But Venus in Leo works really well with all my fire signs, even though you're not getting along with the sun, even though you're not getting along with Mercury. But there's some harmony and balance and maybe some justice with law working really well for you. My Aries and all of my Sagittarius, this is a blessing for you. It's a benefic planet, so that's really great. Even when Jupiter enters Leo, this is the same thing. Okay. Not getting along with Aquarius, working best with my fire signs, but not really working well with all of my cardinal signs, my Libras and not my cardinal signs, my fixed signs, sorry. So all of my Scorpios, all of my Tauruses, not working the best for you, okay? While Venus is in Leo and while Jupiter is in Leo. They're both abundant, so maybe there will be some blessings because usually when a benefic planet happens, it seems like something's off, but it ends up being a blessing. So that is the case with that. And do I have anything else with that? Just mark your calendars for the days that I told you. I want to talk about Jupiter entering Cancer. In Leo, Jupiter rules the stage. There's going to be show business. This is about the arts. That could be getting bigger. Theater, darling. Entertainment, drama. Okay. Personal branding could be big as well because everyone loves to be an influencer. Everyone wants to be like, look at me. Many people may be focusing on pregnancy. Leo deals with fertility. It could be dealing expanding a family, grandmothers, grandfathers, parenting, adopting, working with youth because Leo also deals with children. Celebrity culture, that's going to be big. Again, I said Taylor Swift. Major entertainment industry, there's some growth there. Hollywood is more Neptune energy and Pisces, but everyone look at me could be dealing with Hollywood, concerts, music tours, a lot of gaming and sports. We do have the Olympics coming up, but Leo energy is all about the drama and Olympics. So that I think those things will be really big. I don't know when the World Cup is. I don't know if it's at when this happens or if it already happens, but yeah, but it's very Leo energy. Royal families, that's going to be in the headlines. I'm sure Leo is associated with the monarchies, royalty. Gold also is going to be big while Jupiter is in Leo. The expanding of gold, probably get your gold before this hits. A lot of joy and celebration, a lot of happiness, having a sense of pride and self expression. All that is represented in Leo. Whatever Jupiter touches, it expands it. So a lot of people having a sense of pride of maybe where they come from in their home, that would be a big deal. More public displays of wealth. Romance gets a little dramatic or more dramatic. Increased desire of recognition. People will be taking more risk. Leo traditionally rules gold and high luxury items. So the luxury department, either a focus of it being bad or good, will be happening. Again, I do think this could be dealing with Pizzagate. If you know anything about pizza, I find that whenever I see the research on pizza, a lot of Leo energy is involved, happening too. Pop culture, big passion projects, expanding anything dealing with the matters of the heart surgery, heart research, even things that are emotionally heart driven, kind of energy. Okay. So, yeah, that is what we have for Jupiter entering Leo. Important dates that can bring some opportunity this month is going to be June 3rd because that Mercury is going to trine the North Node. June 9th because you have that conjunction to um, Venus and Jupiter. So that's going to be a great time. Even a little bit before that could bring some luck. Play the lottery, especially if you are a Cancer. June 16th, Venus will be trining Neptune. So around that time, that is positivity with romance and creativity. June 23rd, the Sun in Cancer will be trining the North Node, sextiling the South Node. So things for your destiny and opportunities. There's going to be some recognition with that. So that's great. So the first week of June, just know, let me not confuse you, but the first week of June, we are dealing with a lot of sensitivity with that Mercury. It could be deceptions and a little confusion added with that. But Mercury in Cancer, that's family, home, housing, emotional security, a little lost in the sauce. But also being a little nostalgic. Week 2, June 8th through the 14th, this is a turning point. This is when you have Mercury squaring Saturn. You have Uranus also involved with the North and South Node. Just know there's some shocking. Not having some freedom, a lot of rebelling. Speaking of, remember I talked about the full moon in Aquarius? Rebel, rebel, rebel. I talked about that, but also, and they had that in France. Also, we had that Jay Z rap battle, fighting with words. Anyway, but I just knew that full moon in Aquarius would be like even issues with friendships, as well. But just know some headlines during week 2 of June. Could be some big things with the headlines because Mercury squaring Saturn, that's the government. We have the Gemini new moon, that's a blessing. But that one's a big week. On week 3, 15th through the 21st, it's more about the heart. You have Venus entering Leo, a lot of issues dealing with the pride and relationships, opposition with intensity and obsession of the relationships. Sun entering Cancer, that is all about your intuition and feeling more sensitive as well. Towards the end of the week, it's more about a reality check. You could be mentally busy, you could be scattered energies, a lot of debates and arguments because Mars enters Gemini. That kind of intensifies some stuff too. And then towards that last few days on the 29th and the 30th, remember the stuff that I said. Very important: urgency, leadership, accountability, authority, competition, completions, not competition. Corporations, the CEO, that father figure, that mentor, those are going to be the major themes of the month. Okay. So like I said, positive times around June 3rd, June 9th, June 16th, June 23rd. Challenging times again. It could be June 12th. We have the June 29th, June 25th as well. Okay. So yeah, that is what we have for the month. Let me pull some cards. And I'll pull it on the first week, the second week, and all that stuff. I am saving this video. So let's see what we have overall for the month of June. We have the Lovers. That is the Gemini card. Okay. Being with people who you have the same things in value or aligned with. The Lovers card also represents Gemini. Like I said, a lot of words, a lot of communication, major theme of the month of June. Okay. And what are the lessons of June? The family, okay, being in abundance and family, a lot of support and emotions, happiness. Cups represents emotions and love and relationships, and a rainbow means a lot of opportunities in that, right? There's a rainbow in there. It makes me think of Gemini energy, but just know there is a lot of opportunity this month, and you understanding that you have a plethora of support and love when it comes to your family. Whatever you say is your family and your safety. Okay. That is the lesson of the month. Now let's talk about week one. Week one, we have the Justice card, is all going to be about harmony, balance, relationships. Also going to be dealing with law and what is fair. Week two, we have the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of ups and downs happening, but your destiny is meant to be your destiny as well. Just be aware of that, and life is going to keep going no matter what. It's evid. It's like an energy that ever flows, so nothing's stuck. So something that seems down will eventually go up. Just know that during week two. Week three, we have the Machetes here, and this is a transition. There's going to be a change of healing, you leaving something that no longer works for you, a huge change, a transformation. And then week four, lastly, we have the World, which represents very Capricorn success energy, an ending of some sort, closing out, especially with that 29 degrees happening towards the end of the month, for sure. And let me just pull a card for the one person who is sitting here live. But no, if you stay to the end, this card is for you. We have the Four Machetes, and it's basically saying, rest your tongue. For the month of June, it's all about receiving information, not saying it. You will probably be successful in June if you just learn to listen. I'm going to take that advice too. And that is what we have for the month of June. Check out my weekly videos. I will be more detailed and also give horoscopes and all that. Sign up for my newsletter because I break everything down in my newsletter. I also give some bonus tips in my newsletter. I know there's a lot of things to sign up for, but the newsletter is free. Okay. And it doesn't hurt. You get your email. You don't have to watch a whole video, and it breaks it down weekly for you. And you can even put in your calendar. So there's that. But it also gives you bonus tips. All right. So that is what we have. I hope I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to drop that favorite emoji down to show your love. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.